One major way that you can start expanding your reach online is by using what we call city landing pages on your website. And essentially, those are pages that are set up and tailored to pop up on Google on AI searches and speak to that consumer in that particular area. And the idea here is by setting it up and tailoring it to your local area, it just makes it easier to get found and ultimately to convert if you can speak on that kind of localized language. So the way that we go about this is essentially we build out these really massive home pages that answer all the questions, show all kinds of proof, and then we take that same idea of the homepage build, and then we essentially rebuild the city landing page targeting a particular town or state, depending on where you're at. And in this case, everything on this page is tailored for Virginia Beach, and so you'll see the wording is updated. Again, it'll look like the homepage at first glance, but it's been rewritten and set up to, again, talk to the language of that localized customer. And so, besides just the visual language, all the images that you see here, while they look very much the same, each one of these is set up and is tagged with information that supplies Google and with AI information. So, for instance, we set these up and we use the file names. For this one, stepped leveling contractor, Virginia Beach. Like by including those sorts of keywords on, embedded in setting these images up the right way, it just helps you rank better for sure and get found. And then again, all this stuff is rewritten. The essence is obviously the same, but we can't just copy and paste and just change the URL and add a city, right? That doesn't work. Google doesn't, and AI aren't going to reward that. But what they will reward is the way that we've set this up here. Same essence, but all the tailoring makes it appear as though you are in each and every one of these different cities. And so that, again, large pages, it takes a lot of work to, if you have all these right, the correct elements, all this different content in place, if you've got photos for all the different settings, like, yeah, this is a big job, right? It doesn't, it's not a quick little thing. But this is ultimately what helps these pages pop up, get found for so many different related searches, right? We talk about all the different things, all the questions people have, not just photos, but, actual answers, FAQs, all this sorts of stuff, again, tailoring to the localized areas and just that same essence, but set up the right way. So that's how we do this. And ultimately, these are then allowing you to pop up on, these Google and AI searches in a much, much larger geographic area. Our approach is basically we want to, completely, for the most part, set these up for every sort of area, town in, your particular service area. And so the way we think about it is you're basically putting up billboards, digital billboards in each and every one of those different cities. And these are assets you own, right? You don't have to continue to rent those billboards in perpetuity. You're not paying for ad space. You simply own these billboards, these digital billboards, and those can pop up and help you for lots and lots of different searches. And ultimately, when you have these additional pieces in here that build trust, that's when you can convert and you start selling a lot more jobs and making a lot more money. So that's the recipe that we take with building out these city pages. They take work to build them all out the right way, but again, you're building assets, so why not?